what you got. Last thing we need, more snow. More snow. Where was I? Last year? At the end of February?
That's what happens here too.
You don't mind if I vlog, do you?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, great.
You're the fan. So it's oriented exactly the same, and all the practice fields are also oriented the same as Fenway Park. That's field 1 and 2 on the practice fields. That's where the major leaguers usually do their practices. All right. You'll also see that it doesn't have a 42-foot wall. It doesn't have a 37-foot 2-inch wall. It has a 45-foot, 42-foot wall, and that's because it has a hole in the middle. And why do you think they have a hole? Anybody want to venture to guess?
Well, that's what that level. Isn't that the level where the seats are at for?
Oh yeah, there's seats. That's just a benefit. But you can't build a 37-foot structure in this area and have a hurricane. So they build that because that's where the air flows. The ceiling structure pushes the air up off of us and has an island effect of drawing heat up off of us. So it's cooler down here than it is out in the sun, obviously. But it also causes the air that gets through the middle sections and along the roof line go out that breezeway. So that's a breezeway so that it doesn't get damaged. The last 2 hurricanes they've had, some of the pads ended up in the practice fields, but the structure of the building was left intact. This structure is owned by Lee County, and Lee County uses this for their disaster recovery. So when Fort Myers gets hit by a hurricane, this is where they congregate. So FEMA comes here, state, local officials all show up here. The Red Sox and Lee County feed them, and they give them a place to work. So they use the accommodations for that. So it is a FEMA recovery site during a hurricane. It was used this last one too. So the unusual structure of the roof, not only the island effect, it deflects air up, but they're also made in sections. So you'll go to the Twins Park and all of the roof line is all together, but if something happens structurally to one of them, it takes the whole roof down. Whereas with these, if one of the panels goes down, you only have to fix one panel. So it's a pragmatic, and of course the overlapping again for the island effect to get the heat off the building. Who's pitching? You know? Warming up somebody else. I was letting everybody watch.
I think it might be crochet.
So normally during this tour, I would take people on the field, but of course you can't go there with a bad ball. But it's actually pretty cool to be able to see some of the things.
How many practice fields are there?
There are 6 practice fields in the back, and there's this field, right? The two fields on the extreme right are generally for major league players. Generally, again, this time of the spring season, you'll see a lot of overlap. So you'll see them using the middle fields, which are usually AA and AAA, and then usually only the single A and the low A players are on the left-hand side. Last year they had the Netflix thing taping here, so on April 8th you'll be able to see spring training of last year on Netflix. It's pretty cool, actually. They follow him for the whole year. What's that?
Roman Anthony.
Roman Anthony, yeah. I have not seen him, but I watched Marcelo Mayer and Christian Campbell. Oh, he is? If you see him, great. I actually have a distant relative too that pitches for the Red Sox, but he's having Tommy John. So.
We were just talking about that on the radio.
Yeah. Well, they got Tommy John in high school.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's wonderful.
Oh, it's
It's comfy, yeah.
You can pop them in, I'll tell you that. Let's see. Also, take a look down the line. Behind the orthopedia sign, there is a red seat. So it's way out there, way beyond, and there's some palm trees out there. Well, that's to commemorate Ted Williams' famous home run. If you go to Fenway Park, there's a red seat sitting out there. Everybody's gonna go and see. That's kind of like a Buddha. So you go and touch the red seat when you go to Fenway. Well, we've got one too. It's way on the other side.
Underneath
And
the palm
over the top
trees?
of it, there are nine foxtail palm trees. And those 9 foxtail palm trees are for Ted's number 9.
Okay. I got tickets for the Yankee game. That's all I could find tickets for. The center field.
Oh, out
For
there?
the bleachers, yeah.
Out there?
That was the only thing that was available
Yeah.
for the Yankee game.
Take what you get, right?
Yep. I got all the tickets for Friday and Sunday. Friday
How
and
were
Sunday.
the bananas in town? Were they fun?
You know, the bananas were outrageous. I'll tell you, I gotta tell you, they I don't know if you can tell, but some of the speaker grills actually popped off of them. They had things so loud that the loudspeaker grills all popped off the speakers. And it was crazy baseball. But the kids loved that. I mean, really, there was not a, people were up the whole time dancing around, and the bananas and the animals, the party animals, they were out of the dugout, you know, doing this and dancing around, having a good time.
4 tickets in the secondary market, and they went crazy.
Yeah.
Prices in the secondary market.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend won the lottery, and she was 10 minutes late to get me tickets.
Oh.
So I put her on a cruise instead for
For the same money, yeah.
Yeah, for about I
Just-
think it would have been cheaper for the game, but we had a good time on the cruise.
A little.
It was the Margaritaville Sea Cruise. So.
Ooh, that's a nice drink on that one. I love the sound. I love the sound of the bag.
That's stuck underneath the
You're allowed to go
cabinet.
down
That's
there and
not
try and
good.
get autographs, or are they not?
No, usually this is when they're really working. Now, when you're in the back lots, and you're by one of those fences, the guys will come up.
Oh, that's
Especially the young guys. Oh, the young guys will always come up.
There's one kid, I was out back, and one kid was grabbing a bunch of them. The guy said, "No, no problem. Let me sign." Yeah, you know, it's
Yeah.
like they were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
The kids.
This is kind of when they do their work. You know, this is work.
Yeah. Actually, I was out field.
And everybody complains about baseball salaries, but I got to tell you, if you were an actor and you had to wake up one day in February and then not stop your acting job, well, look for your eyes. If your eyes comes this way, I gotta go, oh boy, and not stop your acting job for 5 months, and you worked all the time every day. That's a heck of a job. You're not giving Kevin Costner to do that. And this is a specialty. Being able to hit Winkowski's fastball, that's a specialty. Not everybody can do that. It's amazing.
What are the numbers, the 2 upper numbers on the?
Yes, they're measuring not only velocity, but they're measuring the brake and they're measuring the
different types of training.
the
Can use them.
they're both
Up and down,
yeah,
right,
one of
right to left.
one of them's the lateral, one's the horizontal. So they're breaking all that down, and believe me, there's number crunchers up there with computers crunching that out. Can people come in and not be part of a tour and sit there and watch them all practice right here in the field? People, and really the tour usually there's nobody in here. So
Triple A right now, it's on Ron.
yeah, so this is kind of a cool thing to actually see them actually work. I'm going to tell you about some of the things that we normally would do on the tour as we walk along. Okay. Normally we can go out on the jump up to the monster. Usually we go in the dugout. But I will point out something. In the dugout, you'll see that there's one of the players is leaning against it. There are stands that they kind of can sit on, and those are there because, well, one, the players like them. The visitors dugouts don't get those. But we had a manager when the stadium was built. We had a manager named Bobby Valentine. Bobby Valentine, was about as tall as him. This young man here, and so Bobby would sit on top, and he couldn't see. The railing's in the way. And then he'd sit on the bottom, and he couldn't because he couldn't get over the step. So then he stood up, but he'd have to stand right up and hold himself up because otherwise he wasn't going to be able to see. So they built those there so Bobby could actually sit down and watch the game. Yeah, no, in the front. The very front, those front ones, those boxes in front. So you won't find those in the visitors dugout. So.
That was this opened during Bobby's time.
Yes, this stadium was.
He was
built,
only here a year.
I know. It was built in 2011 and started play in the spring of 2012.
And where was the facility before?
It was City of the Palms, which was north side of town, and they had isolated fields kind of scattered throughout, so they were golf carting everybody kind of everywhere, especially this early in spring training when they mix the minor leaguers and the major leaguers, kind of like they're kind of all mixed, they're kind of mentoring each other kind of thing, and you had to do that by golf cart, like carting everybody kind of everywhere. So the Lee County cut a deal with the Red Sox. Red Sox have a 30-year lease on this park, and there you go.
Now, how much does that mean? We have what, 10 years left? 15 years left?
2012,
12, 10. Now we have 20.
42. You got a ways.
Yeah, we got a ways.
Now the park was built in 2011 and began in 2012. The center field scoreboard is one of only 3 manually operated scoreboards in the major leagues. That manually operated scoreboard was in Fenway Park from 1976 to 2002. It is not operated from behind. It can't be because it has to be mounted to concrete. The manually operated, see a little window by the board? That's where the official scorekeeper looks out to see what's going on in the game, and then runs out the door by better and runs over and puts a temporary yellow placard up there from the outside and then runs all the way back in. So they do that continually during the game.
So,
yeah, the little door.
So the one here is not, as you said, isn't operated from the rear, like
not
Fenway
operated
is.
from the
Fenway is.
It is, and this one cannot be operated from the rear. It has to be operated from the front. Another notable feature of the scoreboard is the dashes and dots that are between the score. You see where you see the border between the scores there, right behind the runs, hits, errors, and then the P. There's a line that goes down.
It's Morse code.
And you'll see those are Morse code. That's for Mr. and Mrs. Yawkey. So now, in the modern Major League game, they put up a big statue and do all this, all this stuff. But Mrs. Yawkey did not want that. Mrs. Yawkey wanted to be in the field of play. So Mrs. Yawkey asked to have the Morse code for their initials placed. So Mr. Yawkey is on the left and Mrs. Yawkey is on the right. That's their initials. Now the Yankees were born in an era when you couldn't pick up a phone and just call Los Angeles. You had to use a telegram, and telegrams communicated coast to coast by Morse code. So Mrs. Jockey and Mrs. Jockey would have been very familiar with that. And this way, Mr. and Mrs. Jockey are always in the field of play. This is the original scoreboard that had the dashes and dots. The ones in Fenway Park also has the dashes and dots. If you were watching a game in 2001, Manny Ramirez had to go to the bathroom during the inning. He went in the so-called Manny door. The so-called Manny door is not in Fenway Park. This Manny door is that door right next to at bat. Okay. You see where it says at bat? To the left there's a small door.
Yeah.
That's the original Manny door.
Oh, they took the Fenway, brought it here.
That whole scoreboard.
That whole thing is the original.
From Ford to Sullivan was taken out in 2002, disassembled, stored in South Dakota, and then when they started the architecture on this, they said we've got a scoreboard, and so they built that around it.
So that's the original scoreboard.
That's not the original. The original one would have been before 1976, and it was in too bad a condition. Actually, my dad owns a little set. When they tore it down in '75, they sold little parts of the wall. You could buy little plaque or whatever. My dad has one, so that's his claim to fame. I'm hoping he leaves it to me in the will, but I don't know.
Where you
He
from
might
originally?
not.
Where you from originally?
I'm from the Chicago area, and of course my father is a lifetime Red Sox fan, and of course he's from North Dakota.
Oh,
There you go.
that's weird. Okay.
But that's the power of Ted Williams. That's the power of Mel Parnell. That's the power of your heroes, right? If you grow up watching Manny Ramirez, if you grow up watching David Ortiz, you grow
One of
up
them's right on the
watching
field right
Mr.
now.
Casas or one of those become your heroes, and they're the team you follow.
No. He's behind the screen wearing 33.
Is that
Tech.
Yeah, Mr. Veritek.
Tech.
He did
the
give me a
captain.
scowl. That was my claim to fame today, because I took people on the field while they're first setting up to kind of like get a Kodak moment, and then we scurried off the field and gave me the there you go. So you see the guys back here. They're kind of behind those screens. Yeah. Even here, they got a screen, and they're behind a screen. Oh, Savannah Bananas play live ball, and they're standing out in front of the dugout. I'm like, that's nuts. It's nuts.
So who was the guest player for the Savannah Bananas? Because once in a while it was Johnny Damon.
I did not see a guest this time, but of course, you know what? I wasn't watching much of the game itself. I popped in to see the shenanigans. I understand a game took place. So. That was a sellout, wasn't it? Yes. Well, all of us.
All of them were separate.
They sold that Fenway for crying out loud, and I'm right here.
Yeah.
They sold that Fenway.
All right, guys. I think our party's over, so let's go down. Let's go down to Ted Williams while we have some shade. The statue's out.
There's Wally.
Everybody's kind of congregated here for now.
So you said usually we go in the field, and we usually go in the dugout, and we go
Yeah,
up to
but they're on the field. So
the... Yeah, so are we not? So are we not going up to the
Oh, we're gonna go
the
up
seats?
top.
Oh, we are.
We're gonna go
Okay.
up. You guys, but kind of at your own risk, because there could be balls.
There's how many of us? One of us can at least yell heads.
Heads up, right?
Yep.
All right, so before we go over to the Ted statue, because there's people there, before that, I want you guys to take a look down that way. You see all the poles kind of going this way and that way? Well, the architects of this facility wanted to emulate sort of the skyline of the trees and the things that are in what a Florida fauna looks like. So not only does it have a structural, it holds up the ceiling kind of thing, it also has the appearance of the cypress trees that are kind of crisscross in the landscape.
Okay.
There's that boring architecture. Thanks, sorry. All right, let's go over to Ted Williams.
Teddy ball game.
Teddy ball game. A splendid splinter.
Shoulder accessible?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. You gotta just let them know you have it, and they'll take you up the elevator.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, but I put it on the plane.
All right, folks. The splendid Splinter, the greatest hitter of all time, all those things. And this statue is actually a...
Debatable.
Well, since you're not on the tour, sir, I would suggest you go and get a $10 ticket. He had said nothing, I probably would have let him alone. Anyway, so this actually captures two aspects of Ted Williams. So for the young fans out there who don't even know who Ted Williams was, his last at bat was 1 year to the day before my birth. And yet he remains relevant. He remains relevant because he was a humanitarian, right? So here this depicts Ted Williams giving his hat to a young boy. This young boy is Jimmy. Now until 1998, Jimmy was supposed to be a fictional character, but it turns out he was not a fictional character. His name was Einar Gustafsson. So this depicts Teddy giving his hat to him. And notice he doesn't have any hair because he's a cancer patient, right? Ted Williams was, the press wasn't always kind to Ted Williams. Ted Williams wasn't always kind to the press, but there was little known things about Ted Williams. After he was done playing ball, he would often, in uniform, go to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and he would sit in a room waiting for a young cancer patient to wake up, and then the kid would be greeted with Ted Williams. Ted Williams was a great entrepreneur. He made lots of money. I don't know if you guys have placards of Ted's root beer and Ted's, this, that. And he was a good businessman. He made lots of money. If he was in a room with a cancer patient and the young man he'd pick up the tab, right? If he's poor, he picked up the tab. He's a great humanitarian. The one aspect of Ted Williams that's not captured on this was his military service. Ted Williams served 5 years in the U.S. military. He missed 5 seasons with the Red Sox. Some would argue in his prime. And so in 1945, he was a trainer for fighter pilots. And then when Korea came along, he re-enlisted, and he actually was a fighter pilot. His wingman, John Glenn. Familiar? U.S. Senator, went around the globe in a capsule. John Glenn actually recommended Ted Williams for the U.S. space program because of his acuity, his ability, his eyesight, and his ability, his reflexes. Ted turned it down, of course, because he played more with the Red Sox. But Ted was an excellent fighter pilot. He actually flew sorties over North Korea. He was shot down. Ted Williams managed to land his airplane, even though it was shot down. And they asked him why he didn't simply eject. He said, "I didn't want to hurt my knees." And that's Ted. So Ted's a humanitarian. Ted was a great entrepreneur. Ted was a great baseball player. And we honor him. This park honors him. There's something above your head you might note. Above your head right now, there are 9 foxtail palms over this statue, and that's to reflect Ted Williams number 9. Also, I told you before, there are 9 foxtail palms over his seat for that home run, and there are 9 foxtail palms lining the driveway going on both sides. So this is truly the house that Ted built. Huh. Right? What's that?
Said last player to hit 400.
Last person to hit 400, 406. And he didn't win the MVP. Why?
Because he got screwed over.
Yeah, well, I think so, in my opinion. Joe DiMaggio got that little 56-game hitting streak, but who cares about that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back in, folks.
Joe DiMaggio.
Slightly bigger than life size, but not much. The other thing that's notable is Big Papi was known not to slide. Anybody want to guess why he didn't like to slide? Well, and hurt his knees, right? He didn't want to hurt his knees. But Big Poppy didn't slide also because he had his cell phone in his back pocket. And the Lego statue sculptor decided to put the cell phone in his back pocket. So you guys can take a peek and see Big Poppy's cell phone. You guys are welcome to take pictures at this time if you'd like to. I can take pictures. I can take pictures of home. Those are the Red Sox logos over the years from 1907 all the way to today. Anybody know what the Red Sox were before 1907?
The Red Stockings.
No, they weren't.
Cardinals?
No.
Indians.
Oh, come on, man. The Red Sox were the Boston Americans.
America, that's right.
Before, because they had a National League team, right? That was the Braves, Pilgrims, Bean Eaters, or whatever you want to call the Braves in that era. But the Red Sox were known as the Boston Americans. And then they decided to become the Red Sox. And that was the first. So the first shirt you'll see one of those classic shirts that'll have a Red Sox logo. That's from Cy Young or whatever. That's from that. Right? All right, let's go over here. This is our memorable wall. Now, this memorable moments wall is very incomplete. The Red Sox know that. They're going to be adding things to the memorable wall as we go. These are the moments that they've kind of chosen. Now, for me, I have thousands of moments, so it would be very difficult to pick a few. But these are the ones the Red Sox chose. And of course, they're starting with Ted Williams' last at bat, September 28, 1960. 1 year to the day, and probably the minute I was actually born. So that's Teddy ball game. 1962, the first African American to throw a no-hitter for the Red Sox was Earl Wilson. Also notable, Earl Wilson had a great career, so I encourage you guys to Wikipedia him. He had a brilliant career. In this game, he not only threw a no-hitter, he hit a 400-foot home run in the same game.
What?
Back when the
Right?
pitchers hit.
He could hit. We traded him away to Detroit, and then he went on to fame and win World Series championships with the Tigers. So don't ask me. I was not on the staff back then. This is a memorable moment, at least for me, because I was 13 years old and crying. And then Bernie Carbo decided to come up and hit a home run over the wall.
The time run over the wall.
Yeah. Game time home run. And then about a half an hour later, this moment happened, and I about jumped through the ceiling and hit my head. Now, I'm not going to talk about the rest of the 75 World Series, but it was the greatest World Series ever. It's great. You ever get to watch a World Series in entirety? The 75 World Series is a classic. Even though we didn't come out on top, it was still great.
A lot of people think that was the winning home run of the World Series, and it was only Game 6.
Yeah, you would think it was,
Yeah.
but it was an incredible moment. All right, so here we have Roger Clemens, a memorable moment. There's several for 1986, some not so good from 1986, which we all mentioned. This is Roger Clemens' 20 strikeouts game. And this one here is Dave Henderson. Again, a whimpering teenager I was. Probably whimpering 20-something by then, but I want to be honest. But he came up and hit a 2-run homer, and the Red Sox won. We had one strike left, and Dave Henderson hit a 2-run homer to win the game. This one's a more obscure, memorable moment, but if you were watching this game in 1990, it's the Eastern Division title was on the line. If you were watching this game, you would have missed it. Because when you watch TV back in 1990 and you watch the Red Sox game, if there was something hit around or near the pesky pole, the cameras didn't cover it. So if you're watching at home, you go, there was a hit. All of a sudden the fans all cheer, and even the announcers didn't know what happened. But a photographer captured this moment of Tom Bernansky making the catch over the wall, falling down, and saving the game. The Red Sox went on in 1990 to win the division. However, the rest of the year season didn't work out. All right, moving on. 2004. We all know about 2004, right? This memorable moment features Derek Jeter not tagging out Dave Roberts, and the Red Sox going on to win in 2004. It's a classic. Yankee fans in the house? I always like to point out that young man right there.
Never happened.
He wasn't out.
He was safe.
All right. And of course, this memorable moment, everybody remembers the infamous bloody sock. Mr. Schilling had his tendon separate from his ankle. They sutured it on and put gauze over the top of it. He went out and pitched a solid game for the Red Sox to help them win the ALCS against the Yankees. Great classic. All right, so let's all go back. Let's go this way again. They're adding to this. I have 1,000 suggestions, but of course they don't answer. All right. Let's go up here. Actually, wait here.
Looks like they're done.
All right, come on, folks. All right, we're done. You guys are getting the best of both worlds. All right. What do you notice when you walk on the field?
The last pitch was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Besides that, what does your senses say when you're walking on the field?
You talking about the gravel?
Stepping. What does it feel like? You're walking on gravel, right? You're wondering, why the heck do they have gravel here? So because they're going to skin their knee, right? Well, when you're a catcher and you're trying to catch a ball and you're looking up in the air and your metal cleats hit something, you want it to sound like that. So this is Crimson Stone from Alabama, and a lot of Major League ballparks have this. It's like a kitty litter type texture. That's so your cleats click against it when you're running. That way you for sure know you're on a warning track. And the one in the left field is even bigger because you don't want them running into a non-padded 1976 scoreboard and hurting themselves.
Ask Fred Lynn.
Yeah, just ask Fred Lynn, right. Well, that's padded now. Where the 379 is, that's where he caught the ball. The grass is not Kentucky bluegrass like in Fenway Park. It can't because Kentucky bluegrass won't grow in Florida. So we've got a variety of Bermuda grass called Celebration, and that's the grass that we have. You're welcome to go like that, but not walk on it, right? But if you go in the back fields over here, if you're in between the fields, it's the same type of grass. They're using it for their long toss fields and all that kind of thing. All right, this is a photo moment. If you want to take some photos, that's okay with me. I'm not seeing anything down there, but if I did, it would look like that.
Should we get me here? A little bit here.
All right, again, I pointed out places where you can sit down. You don't get that in the visitors dugout. If you go to Fenway Park, folks, the Red Sox dugout is on the first base side. But in this park, it's on the third base side. Anybody want to know why?
It's the same way at Worcester?
No, it's not that way. It's that way because in the heat of the summer, later in the afternoon, this one will be shaded, and that one will not be shaded. So
I'll attest to that.
There you go.
We got good tickets one time, Section 1. As soon as it got available on Section 2, we were back there.
Absolutely. You guys got your pictures? All right, let's go down to the dugout. Hey guys, how you doing? How are you? Good. Try not to get too much in the way. All right, everybody, I already told you about the Bobby Valentine seats. They're up here. The rest of the players really like them too. So when they built the Bobby Valentine seat, they decided, you know what? The other players like them too. So they built them and put them all the way down the line. Red Sox players sit there. So I need a volunteer. Hey, who's raising their hand? Volunteer. You're gonna raise your, okay. You and your mom could go down there. I want you to pick up the bullpen phone. All right. And then when you pick it up and you listen, you're gonna hear that it's ringing. There you go. Pick up the bullpen phone, put your ear to it. Hear it ringing? You know why? That's because it's ringing down there in the bullpen. So you're ready to call. So this is a Kodak moment. Anybody wants to go down there, you guys can pick up the phone, you know, point to your right hand or point to your left hand, take a picture. That means you want to send in the righty. Yeah, bring in the righty. There you go.
Ma'am, can I get him on my vlog doing that? Okay, thank you. Do it again one more time, bud, for the camera.
Teddy, one more time.
One more time,
Teddy.
Kenny.
Come on, Teddy, ball game. There he goes.
Who are you calling in?
Point to arm. Point to your arm.
Point to your arm now.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
He's going righty.
Righty again.
All right. As we walk out to the monster, we're going to go walk out to the monster. As we walk out there, I want you to notice a couple features. One is the breezeway, of course, but also there's only one Major League Baseball park, spring training, or regular stadium where there is screening like that that's in play. So if you're at any of the other ballparks and a ball hits the screening, it's out of play, right? But that screening is not out of play.
So technically this green monster is taller than the original green monster.
The real green monster is 37 foot 2 inches tall, and this one is 42 feet high. And that's to allow for the breezeway. You couldn't build it any other way, and actually it probably would have been destroyed by a hurricane if it were a flat structure. This, by the way, is the Yaz door at Fenway Park, or at real Fenway Park. The Yaz door is where they kind of go in and out. They got maintenance things back there. But in this one, this is the tunnel that goes to the opposing dugout. So the opposing team not only has to sit in the sun later in the game, they have to come out here and walk across the hot field just to get to the dugout. Yeah, home field advantage.
So that goes to the dugout. That goes to the locker room.
That goes to the opposing locker room.
Yeah. You guess this one, the players go in the door.
All right, so this is the beginning of spring, but by the end of spring, Mr. Dwight Evans will likely be out here with the fungo bat, and all the young ball players that had never had experience with a green monster will be standing out here taking hits off this wall. The reason this one is significant is because if it hits the tin part or the padding, it's going to come shooting back, so you got to stand back here, right? But if it hits that screen, it's coming straight down. So it takes a little bit of experience to play this wall.
Actually, I went to a game in Hartford, and the screen was in play.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, in Hartford. I thought it was a home run. They said no, play it off the wall.
I did qualify by saying Major League, so.
Yeah, you did.
I
You did. Yeah, I mean,
That's the little window the official scorekeeper looks out. That's the door they run out. This is the main door. I invite everybody who is a Red Sox fan going back, way back when. Yaz would have been one of the first players to play in front of this. Jim Rice would have been the first one to play in front of this. And for me, every time I come out here, I got to touch it because it's Buddha to me. So,
this is the second scoreboard.
That's the second one.
It's also hot.
Wait, how do they turn the lights on?
These lights
So-
are controlled remotely, so they have
This was originally at Fenway Park from
Fenway Park.
76
76 to
to
2002.
2002.
Oh, that one.
Manny Ramirez would have been the last to play this one. And there's the Morse code.
Yep.
There's another thing.
The initials.
It's at Fenway too, but over Mr.
Tom
Yawkey
A.
it says HELP, and over Mrs. Yawkey it says RIP. That's just an old
That is funny. Help
Yeah, just-
and rest in peace.
Yes.
We all know who ran the show. It wasn't this guy. It was her.
Well, at the end, yeah.
But
Mr.
don't tell him
Yawkey
that.
bought the team in the early 30s.
Right.
So he ran the team until he died. So.
Yeah.
I noticed the warning track is quite a bit wider out here. Younger players think they could just bounce off the wall. You're not bouncing off that wall. You hit that scoreboard, it's gonna hurt. All right, you guys, get your photo moments in here. And we'll go up top. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, that worked. The tents are covered by other, you know, the placards for opposing teams.
Can I ask you to do me a favor?
Not left on so you're not going to come out of
Yeah, well, just hold it. It's running now. It's a video. So you just want to get me in it.
the grate.
That's good. Say, here I am.
I caught the winning. I caught the final one.
Here.
Nice.
After you catch it, you're supposed to bounce off the wall.
Oh wait, well let's do it again. Let's do that again.
Okay.
We'll do it again. Here we go. We'll do it again.
You guys got your pictures?
Hold on. Let's go touch the balls.
Oh, I wasn't holding the camera.
Try one more time.
You gotta jump for this one now. Throw it high.
He's not going to catch it. Oh, that was pretty good. All right, let's work
Thanks
our
for the
way up.
ball.
We're going to go on top, folks. Let's go.
I was actually further away from I thought it was.
Another group. Don't go with the other group. It's not as good as tour as mine.
Yeah.
Also, growing up as a young kid, I saw countless plays, like right here, right? And when the outfielder didn't throw it and hit second base, I was like going, what a wimp. How come he couldn't make that throw? But look at that throw. I know, I took it back now.
Like, you could do it with a football.
You guys got the fourth best tour guide we got.
What? We were told he was the top notch.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Wow. Boy, talking about tossed under the bus.
How many tour guides you got? 4?
You didn't give me second best. So anyway, yeah, when they didn't make that throw, I thought, oh, what a whip, but that's a heck of a throw. All right, so I'm here. I always stop here, number 1, so I want to catch my breath. That's number 1. And number 2, because the best seats in the house aren't always seats. Come on up here, sir. The best seats in the house are actually standing room, and they're probably about here. Because no matter when you come here, there's always a breeze. You're steps away from the bathroom, and some of the best concessions in the whole park are right there. So the best seats in the house aren't always seats.
I gotta change my seats.
But the worst place in the house is where you're standing, sir. Can't see anything. Can't see anything.
Obstructed view, even at JetBlue Park.
This pole is the only obstructed view location in the entire park. Otherwise, all the poles are behind. This is the lone standout. So it's got the single best places to be, and it's got the single worst place to be in the park.
Well, it depends if you're there for the food or for the...
What's that?
My brother usually comes for the food, so I think he wouldn't be that.
Got food right there. You can go to the bathroom, it's right there. It's all good. All right, so should we go up inside the monster?
Sure.
All right. Again, this breezeway has the benefit of adding seats to the facility, but it wasn't constructed for seats. It was constructed for the breezeway. It's just a nice benefit to have.
So were the seats like an afterthought?
That's what I understand. I understand they didn't want to build a 37-foot 2-inch wall in this location. It was a breezeway. Now these are phenomenal seats at any time of the day. If you take the ones in the front row, they could be in the sun all day. You still get a breeze, but it's in the sun all day long. But if you're sitting back here, you're in the shade all day, and it's a breeze. What's that?
Where's the ones under there being obstructed by the pole?
He's got a point.
Notice there's no seat. The nearest seat is this one. I guess you do.
You do it, yeah. You're sitting here. You can't
I
see.
guess, well.
You can't see home plate.
Okay, we got 2 seats. All right, so there you go. This is inside the monster. I think I bought 2 of these last year. It was like $40. So, you know, Fenway Park where you're getting a $40 seat.
Exactly.
All right, so there's a little, if you you've been out golfing all day, or you say you went out golfing all day, and you come home with a big baseball on your rear end, you know you're in trouble, right? Because you weren't golfing, you were out at the ballpark. So these have the baseballs on them. Make sure you wipe off the seat if you get a seat. They have that thick one too. On the top of the party roof in right field, they have these seats. All right. You guys get your photos?
So what's your favorite seat in this park?
My favorite seat is sitting on my golf cart outside of the game. I wander around a lot when I'm here working, just trying to help people get to their seats and push wheelchairs up. So I've actually never attended a game where I sat down and watched it. I've only been here to help. And I do see a fair amount of baseball, but mostly I just want to help. So my favorite is here. I do kind of like the Babcock Ranch thing, because families have picnic tables, you know, kind of like, that's kind of cool. So they have seating out there for Babcock. The lawn is really nice, but only on a cloudy day. If it gets sunny, you're out there in the sun all day long. You're ready. I mean, people come there ready. You wear suntan lotion and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool. And they're $15. $15 a day. Everybody's out there. You get a little picnic out there. People love it. All right, so we go up top?
Yep.
All right, rock it. Go. Up top we go. Lee County owns the facility, so Lee County provides all of the maintenance workers, all those people. They don't work for the Red Sox, they work for the county. So you guys can use the ramp and use the stairs. More stairs, yes, more stairs.
Who is at the old City of Palms Park now? Anybody? Is it just?
You know, I drove in that direction. I think some of it is not there, but I think there is some of the old ballparks are still there. I don't know if they use them for high school or.
Yeah.
I drove by it and there was activity on it, but I don't know.
Was that Northport Myers?
Yes, it was north side.
That's where I'm staying in North Fort Myers. I might even go see if I can find the old place.
Some of that stuff's still there.
What was the address of it? You
I
know?
don't really know. I don't know.
So it was that way.
Yeah, it was definitely.
It was going north of the river. Got it.
Actually, folks, if you're ever going to the Edison Ford Museum downtown, Fort Myers, I recommend it. It's really kind of a cool thing. Not only is it Thomas Edison and the light bulb and all that kind of stuff, there's also a little section that is the history of spring training in Fort Myers, starting with the Phillies, Connie Mack, you see a lot of Philly stuff. At the very end, you get to the Red Sox. You go, wow! Yeah, it's kind of cool. So basically, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford were big supporters of baseball in the area, and they sponsored a lot of. They love the Phillies, so whatever. All right, so I'm gonna tell the kids that graffiti is bad, and please don't sign the fist pull. Whatever you do, don't sign the fist pull. Don't sign it. I gotta set a good example for the young people and the people that are young in life. So if you get a hold of the pen, don't sign the fist pull.
I'm signing the fistful. I'm next. Oh yeah, get your sister.
The other one's called the fist pull.
Thank you, sir.
Cool, buddy. Nice. You ready all done? You're not color.
Don't sign the poll now. Don't sign the poll. Don't sign the poll. Guy in your way here.
Baseball does not allow one small market to handle two minor league teams. So this facility in its entirety is not used for a minor league team. It is used for fantasy camps. It's used by local high schools for their playoffs. It's used by the county for tractor pulls and rock concerts and things like that, but is not used for a minor league team.
Unlike Sarasota, where
Unlike Sarasota, and unlike the Twins Park. The Twins Park has facilities for residential facilities for their minor leaguers. So they get to use their park.
so why is it used for minor league park here?
Because they don't allow, Major League Baseball doesn't want to see a minor league franchise wither because the market was too small and they pulled the fans into two different directions.
Ah, okay. And they're still doing some practices.
Okay, so this is our best vantage point for looking over the field. Over here, you'll see the tents on the right-hand side. That's where there's weight training, agility training, things like, stretching out. That's over there under those tents on the right. They have the Major League fields. Our fields 1 and 2, they're on the far right-hand side. There's 2 there. Notice they have a fake green monster for each one of those. Those have just like the netting, and one doesn't have any. So, make no illusions about it. But the dimensions and the field positioning to the sun is identical to this one at Fenway Park. Then we have the long toss where the pitchers do their long toss. That's right down here. The long toss, right? They see them out here in the mornings. When you come out, they are down here throwing the ball, and they take a step back or whatever, and they have markers. Down here is where they warm up. They have this, and then they have the wall where they take the little bean bags and throw against the wall. I think it looks goofy to me, but science probably is good for shoulder strengthening. So they're down there doing that. These are the AA and AAA fields. Although I did see them, the major leaguers on it. Like I said, they cross over a lot early in spring training. So there's a lot of major leaguers mixed in with the minor leaguers on these 2 fields. The far left are the low minors, Class A, rookie ball, that kind of thing. An architectural point. The Red Sox do not draw upon local water sources to water the fields and the parking lots. The rainwater is collected in the reservoirs around the edges of the stadium. The county pulls the water back, filters it, and pushes it right back into the reservoirs. Those waters are the ones they use for the sprinklers. So it's not like a golf course where you're constantly drawing city water. This is made environmentally conscious. Right? Additionally, the field, 80% of the materials used to construct the park were recycled. So of the waste were recycled. So there is some environmental consciousness going into it. They do put recycle bins wherever they can. They try their best to kind of do what's best for the environment. Okay, so that's the environmental issue, right? In this thing here is the batting cages for the Red Sox. So this is where you'll find, and they do analytics in there too. So if you ever get a chance to see it, there's a graphics board, and Justin Verlander comes to a set, right? And he goes like this, and he wheels and he throws, right? And the ball comes out of where his hand came out of. So in other words, it's a graphic. It's like a computer game that throws a ball at you. Wow. And it'll come out at that speed too. So, and that's in this facility here. On the end there, on the far left, there's one where you hit the ball and you pick the stadium you want it to be in, you can see where it lands. So they've got all kinds of gizmos. All right. Down below us is the minor league mess hall. They cook the food down in this way, and you probably smelt the grills if you went to the back, right? But those are where they do the grilling and the cooking. Here's the minor leagues clubhouse where they eat. They have their locker room, and over there's the major league. See it? Demarcation. Oh yeah, the minor leagues don't get to eat with the big boys. They get their own dining hall.
minor leagues get chicken, the major leagues get filet mignon.
Yeah, probably.
Get filet.
There you go. All right, everybody. Any questions about the bounce stuff? All right, everybody get their pictures. All right, let's continue. We're gonna go look at a luxury suite.
All right, here we are. An overview shot. Probably have to. You should at least get the scraps. The leftovers, the stuff that's not eaten. You're welcome.
On the outside, over on this side, that's where the employees they don't pay me $13 an hour, and they pay me $18 for food, so that's good. Restrooms are right here.
Okay, this was sweet. I guess I didn't vlog it like I thought I was going to do. But the suites are $1,000 a piece. It holds 30 people. You bring your own food.
Yeah, definitely bring your own food.
You bring your own
You
food.
see the list over there? You'd want to bring your own food.
Oh, you sell the prices of food, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's another $1,000 for the food.
Yeah.
We all here. We're gonna try to go that way and see if Mr. Henry's Suite's open. He was here yesterday, so it was locked and closed. So if it's locked and closed, we're just gonna go down to the lobby, okay?
Sound good?
What, you go to a game at Fenway?
I did.
It was
They gave me 2 seats because I'm an employee. Woo! The perk. Now, early in spring training, I could take people through the press box. The press box for the print is right here, and they have in the back pictures of every Red Sox pitcher that ever threw a no-hitter. So starting with Cy Young, ending with Lester, and they have everybody's picture in between. And I can't take you in there now because all the press guys are here. So they're pulling wires on the floors and all that stuff. So but you have to take my word for it. But there's one picture in there that always is significant to me. It was Ernie Shore's no-hitter. Ernie Shore was a pitcher for the Red Sox in the late 1918, 1919 era, right? And so he's actually in the bullpen to start his game. And Ernie Shore's kind of sitting around out there, not doing anything. And the pitcher, that's the starting pitcher for the Red Sox, walked the first batter of the game. And of course, the pitcher gave the umpire all kinds of grief, and the umpire threw the pitcher out. And so Ernie Shore was brought in to kind of take his place. Ernie got a double play ball to get rid of the guy on first and got the rest of the 25 guys out in a row. So he gives an asterisk for a little no-hitter, perfect game-ish. You know who the pitcher was that got thrown out?
Babe Ruth.
Yes, it was. The Babe. The Babe got thrown out of the game, and then Ernie Shore came in and threw a no-hit. Actually, a perfect game thereafter. And that one's in there. It's pretty cool. You get a chance to use Wikipedia later on. Look up Ernie Shore because it's a fascinating story.
Well, so it's technically a combined perfect game. So Babe Ruth technically threw a perfect game?
No, because it's not a perfect game if you walk somebody.
No, I know.
It was a no-hitter.
Combined no hits. There's always that asterisk.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
The Walk of Fame over here,
Yes.
there's a number missing.
Well, there's lots of
And
people
he was
missing.
out there, and he was out there today.
There's lots of
Should be a
people missing.
33 right behind 34.
Well, Jason Varitek's not in there.
What? Oh, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
And of course, I complained about this at Fenway too, but nobody ever asks the tour guys. If you go to a football game and there's somebody in the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame, and they never had a number, they're still recognized with a football with their name on it. You go to a major league park, and if there's a player before 1929 that is now in the Hall of Fame, like Tris Speaker or Smokey Joe Wood, right? These guys were great Red Sox players, but they're not recognized because they played before we. So I always complain. I say, put a baseball up there and put their name on it, and do the same thing, but nobody knows. Anyway, this is a fascinating. I love walking through here. Read the plaques. It brings back great memories, and hopefully memories to come for this young man, this young lady here, and maybe Teddy here. All right, shall we?
Ready is playing baseball this
He is.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
year.
You got a big name to live up to, young man.
Someday they'll name a tunnel after him.
Yeah. So this is the press box again. This is the print media. Usually is in this section. The broadcast booths are in here. So Joe Castig, he's not here anymore. But Dave O'Brien, those guys, they'll come in through this door here. And again, if it were last week, I would have brought you guys through it because there's nobody here. But now they're all here. I saw Tom Karen out here this morning, so.
Tom's kicking around?
Trouble.
Tom's kicking around?
What's that?
Tom's kicking around?
Yeah.
I ran into Tom. I was offering a hockey game. He was in the, believe it or not, the son was doing the timekeeping.
Huh?
I looked at him, are you supposed to be in JetBlue Park? No, I leave tomorrow morning. He said, or next week it was a couple of days. Up in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's closed. All right, so it's closed, everybody. So we're just going to take the elevator down, okay? So.
Can you get in there?
He's going all the way. For the broadcast meeting, they put newspapers in
Can't get around the corner. Can't see around the corner.
All right, so I'm gonna send a group of you down in the elevator and wait for the next group. Okay?
Yeah, I'll hold the door. How many you want in the elevator? Go ahead. I was going the second. I'm putting the second elevator. Yep. Then cut through. Just cut through. Cut through. You can cut through. Hey, Mark, this guy wants the elevator. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need the elevator. We can. No, I'm good. You guys are fans. Okay, go ahead. Pile in. I'll push the button. I want you to push the button. You guys go going. I don't know how many can fit. I don't think anybody can fit. You guys good? Couple more. Okay, wait for me at the bottom, okay? Okay, push one. There you go, everybody breathe in. There you go. All right, here we go. I'll see you down there.
The stairs here?
Well, we can take the stairs.
I suppose I'll take the stairs. It's only one flight, right? You never take them. And I hope it does. It shows one on it. Home plate elevator lobby. Okay. We cheated. We took the stairs. Is that the first time you take?
This concludes our tour, but we do have a tradition. The tradition is that we all put our hands in the middle, right? Come on, it's like a baseball, regular baseball team. And on 3, we say go Sox. So go say it loud and proud. 1, 2, 3, go Sox!
And that is our visit to JetBlue Park. I did a live, so catch the live, get the replay of the live of the practice. And we took the tour of JetBlue Park. So, as we say in the amateur radio world, 7-3. And watch for more little shorts, because I'm going to be here for all weekend catching some games. So, you're watching Joe from New England here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.